Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And now we know where Woody's face belongs.
Right. Well, first of all, if you don't want spoilers for Toy Story 4, don't
watch
listen to this.
Don't watch this video.
And you know, full disclaimer, we haven't watched Toy Story 4, so
yeah, we haven't seen it yet, but I have talked to people who have. They did confirm that yes, this is kind of the way the story goes. And the internet, of course, has hot takes. The biggest takeaway from Vulture being that Woody, as an old-fashioned cowboy, just needs to get out of the way.
He needs to get away from the women and the progressive characters. Because,
yeah, he needs to let the more progressive characters take over because his time has passed.
And don't you know, somehow this is all about Trump.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into that. And I'll disclaimer this too, because everybody's like, oh, here we go, Republicans complaining. I'm not Republican.
Yeah.
So get that out of the way. I lean left. I actually lean Democrat. So before people are like, no, well, here's the Republicans having a hissy fit about article. Not Republican. So,
yeah. So
I don't like Trump, but carry on.
Carry on.
I still don't think it's fair, though, what they say.
Yeah, I think this is kind of ridiculous. And again, the author of the article says that she might be reaching a little bit, and a lot of people won't read into the movie.
Oh, they're reaching a lot. Some things.
You know, but it does seem to gel with you know, the overall theme of things lately, right? Kind of with Wreck-It Ralph 2 and now Toy Story 4, that the old male characters need to get out of the way and let the women do their thing.
So in this picture, we have Ray and Woody and Buzz and one of the two Transformer twins characters that were annoying.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh no, they're both there. The Transformers twins. Okay, so we got the stereotype characters. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Helps us out a great deal. We've had a huge upswing this month in subs. It helps a lot. And what are you looking at?
Is this a pork then?
What is that?
I don't know. I didn't see the movie. I was like, this is Ray. Is that a pork? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So again, disclaimer, haven't seen the full movie. Did talk to people about the overall plot of it. A lot of people I've talked to have very mixed feelings about the movie. Again, there were spoilers.
Well, I don't think it's necessary. And that's the thing for me. I mean, like, I really don't really care if I see this movie because to me, you wrapped it up already with a third one. I just don't think this is necessary.
Yeah, they weren't going to do a fourth. My understanding was the third Toy Story wrapped up the main arc, and that was basically Andy. Andy was the, you know, Andy's toys. That was the focus of the Toy Story trilogy.
Andy made the ultimate sacrifice to get rid of something he loved.
Right. And this is what the big issue is with people I've talked to, is they're like, Toy Story 3, Andy giving away Woody was a gut-wrenching scene.
Especially if you grew up with the Toy Story movies.
Right.
You know, it was, you know, that was a big deal.
He was going to take Woody to college. He probably would have given Woody to his kids. Mm-hmm. He would have passed him down because he came from one of Andy's relatives, probably his dad, who's out of the picture, possibly dead. We don't know. And it was a gut-wrenching scene to have him give Woody away to Bonnie, who had to have Woody. Mm-hmm. You know, she had all the other toys, but she had to have Woody too. And Toy Story 4 finds Woody being relegated to the back of the closet because Bonnie doesn't play with Woody.
See, to me that seems accurate though. Having children, I have to have it, and then it just sits there in a drawer.
Yeah, but it's,
so I mean, that is kind of, I find that is sad, and I think it's not necessary. And I think a lot of people who grew up with Toy Story, with Andy giving Woody away, that to them they were in the same place. They had to give away their toys, things they loved. They understood it, and it was a good ending. And but the whole, I have to laugh though as a mom at the accuracy of the playing with a toy. I think you made it at kindergarten more so than your toys.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, completely agree.
As a parent, I find that accurate.
I completely agree with that. But it's just it is sad though that like Andy made that sacrifice. It was a gut-wrenching scene, and then it was for nothing. It was for nothing. I don't even.
I don't have any desire to see this, and quite frankly,
I don't either.
You know, I think this exists for a couple of reasons. One, they opened Toy Story Land, and we got to keep that IP coming because he's got to pay. Something's got to pay for it. And two, I think it's like, look, we're done with Buzz and Woody and those characters, but hey, we got a whole bunch of new characters like Duke Kaboom and stuff. You know, Keanu Reeves. So I love Keanu Reeves. You know, we have all these new characters that we can go make spin-off shows for our streaming service with.
Yeah, and you know how much an action figure of Forky the plastic Spork costs at Walmart?
How much?
$13.
Well, Duke Kaboom's really expensive too.
$13 for a Spork with pipe cleaner arms. Ridiculous.
You can literally make one for yourself.
Oh my god.
Just go to the craft section at the dollar store.
Okay, so let's get into this. This is going to be kind of a long article, but it is kind of depressing when you look at it through this lens.
I have to interrupt for a second. I'm just appreciating the irony of the fact that she made Sporky in kindergarten art class, arts and crafts. And then they're charging $13 to buy a toy of it when you can just go and make one with
yourself.
a spork, googly eyes, and a pipe cleaner.
Yeah, I know, right?
I just taking a moment. Take a moment to appreciate the irony.
Oh, Disney.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so early on in Toy Story 4, it becomes clear that Bonnie, the adorable preschooler who inherited all of Andy's toys, Andy did not want to give up Woody. She begged for Woody, and she had to have Woody. Doesn't have much use for Woody anymore. Under the Andy regime, Woody was always...
Andy regime. Oh my
God.
Andy
regime.
It's the Andy regime.
Woody was always the head organizer and leader of the other toys. He was Andy's favorite, the chosen one who got to go on trips to Pizza Plant and develop the closest bond with the boy of the house.
Oh, the boy of the house. How about the child?
But at Bonnie's place, things are different. Dolly, the purple-haired rag doll who's got seniority on Woody in this new workplace, assumes the authority figure role among the toys. When Bonnie wants to play, she often leaves Woody behind on the floor of her closet. She even takes Woody's sheriff badge off and pins it onto Jessie.
I heard about that. I mean, can you... This reeks of things we've seen in, like, I don't know, Star Wars franchise. Anyway, go ahead.
Still, Woody is determined to do his part. So when it's time for kindergarten orientation, he sneaks into Bonnie's backpack, insistent he must go with her because she'll need a friend in this unfamiliar environment. Isn't that nice of Woody? Even though Bonnie has made it clear that if she needed a friend, she probably wouldn't choose Woody. All the other toys beg him not to go. He does it anyway. I realize this is a Pixar Disney movie, but watching Woody's insistence on inserting himself into a situation where he's no longer needed made me think, God, that's such a baby boomer move.
Oh, this isn't ageist though. I love it. I love sexism is sexism unless you're the one being sexist. Racism's bad unless you're the one being racist. Ageism's bad unless you're the one being ageist. Just saying.
Maybe it's a Joe Biden move. Wait. It might be a Jay Leno move. Whatever you want to call it, it's a Pixar movie version of a real-life phenomenon in which older men refuse to step aside so a new generation can step up, take charge, and prove they're capable of running the show as well as capitalizing on opportunities and benefits that older men have enjoyed for decades. It also marks a shift in the point of view of the Toy Story movies.
I gotta interrupt you for a second. Yes, it's right. We need the old generation to step aside so the new generation come in and repurpose it all. Because they don't make any damn things that are new. All they do is do fan fiction and repurpose everything that's already been done. And we would be in that. We aren't baby boomers at all. We're like, right in the middle between a couple generations. We'd be, in among the people that would be, making the new things.
We're Zennials, I guess they call us.
We'd be in that generation that wants to come in. However,
oh my God.
Maybe if you didn't have a generation that just didn't copy every damn thing. For baby boomers being so terrible, then why the do you keep, sorry, I'm swearing in a Toy Story, I don't care. Do you keep repurposing every dang thing and then saying, you need to step aside and let us take over? You keep ruining every dang thing. Why the hell would they let you take over? You guys keep making stupid decisions. Anyway, and this is from somebody who is not a baby boomer, who is one of those people who should be, they should be moving aside for. Also, not a Republican. Go ahead.
Anyway, this is what gets me though. Like, okay, if this were a standalone movie, that's one thing. But Woody was the main focus. Woody and Andy's relationship was the main focus for the most part of the Toy Story movies.
Yes.
And it gutted Andy to give Woody away. Bonnie had to have Woody. Had to have Woody. He was going to keep Woody. He was going to give her everything else, but she had to have Woody. And to be a good guy, he gave Woody away. Now, Woody probably would have paid for college for Andy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like they could have hawked him on eBay. And
That kid died in a fire!
That kid died in a fire.
I think that's a better way to go at this point. Anyway.
But Andy gave his most valuable possession to this young girl who stuck him in the back of the closet because it didn't mean anything to her. And Andy could have kept Woody and given Woody to his kids, and it would have been appreciated, or sold Woody and put his kids through college or something. And
no, he just gave it to Bonnie. But I mean,
isn't this indicative of what you're saying? When you inherit something that you didn't have emotional attachment to,
or you didn't earn,
then it doesn't mean anything to you.
Right, you can just throw it away. Put it in the back of the closet.
Right.
Ruin it because you can, and tell everybody else they don't like it, there's something wrong with them, even though you're the one that ruined it. Good.
So we talk about that, and then it says here we go. Here it comes off the rails a little bit here. What changes is Woody realizes eventually, after a lot of kicking and screaming, it's best for him and for everyone else if he retires.
He just goes away and disappears, because he's a
dinosaur.
He's a problematic man.
He's a man. He's a white man from the 50s. He had his time as leader of the toys, and that time has passed. Woody struggles with this a lot throughout the film. It's really the movie's primary conflict, and he does it in a way that makes it hard not to relate to his experience to what's happening, and rather what should be happening in the real world.
Okay, he makes, it's really easy to relate to him. I mean, but it's not, because, this is what should be happening. And it's like, really? Come on. Why did we ruin a movie? I mean, this person's really fun at parties, I bet. Go ahead.
Oh my god. So we go down here and
just go read the article. I think I've heard enough, honestly, but keep going.
Yeah, so here we go. So Woody has always been the most sentimental toy in the Toy Story franchise, the one who valued the traditions of childhood so much that he would do whatever it took to make sure it unfolded without disruption for Andy and later for Bonnie.
He also risked his life to save other toys.
God.
The more modern ones.
Yeah, but for the first time in Toy Story 4, the quality starts to seem like a negative. The movie, in its subtle, kid-friendly way, forces us to see Woody from a different perspective. Sure, he's still a hero who cares about kids who love him and looks out for his friends, but from another angle, he's also a cowboy from the 50s who is stuck in the past and doesn't know how to adapt. That thread has actually low-key been a part of this character since the first movie. Well, that is true. He's sort of, when he got bent out of shape about Buzz. I'm not going to take a ridiculous think piece leap and say... Too late! I'm not going to take a ridiculous think piece leap and say that Woody is the equivalent of a Trump voter.
There you go, guys. For
starters, he has the voice of Tom Hanks, and I would never, ever degrade the name of Mr. Thomas Jeffrey Hanks in that manner. What about Tim Allen?
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not going to do a ridiculous think piece and say that, but I'm going to say that and then to give my reasons why, but I'm not saying that. You're saying that.
I would really never degrade Tom Hanks and call him a Trump voter. This isn't a think piece.
No.
Maybe I'm reading to it. I mean, seriously. Oh my god.
I can't look at this movie now without thinking about this person's article. I'm not going to look at it,
I do think the directors are deliberately sending a timely message, which is that glorifying the past and remaining stuck in your ways isn't good for you. And
well, I kind of don't disagree the whole way.
No, but I mean, they could have done it a little better than this. More importantly, prevents natural, deep-needed progress. Don't worry, I'm not going to turn Toy Story 4 into a metaphor for the 2020 election. Although, I'm pretty sure Bo would be Elizabeth Warren. Oh my god, the nice thing about Toy Story...
This goes on and on forever.
I know, it's like...
Why does someone like to hear themselves talk?
This isn't a think piece about Trump, but let me make it about Trump. The nice thing about Toy Story 4 is they can deliver the right and happy ending in this situation much more quickly than American society can. Oh my god.
I can't even. It's just, I mean, I'm just like...
Oh, here we go. He realizes that he's helped shape the imaginations of a millennial boy and, for a while, a Gen Z girl, and that it's time for him to leave to have new adventures and let others take care of things. If you're wondering where Gen X fits into all this, we're Bonnie's parents, just minding our own business, trying to keep things running smoothly, then wondering what the hell is going on when chaos breaks out all around us. What? Yes, this sounds right. What?
What?
Oh, God. Okay. Unless you're a weirdo like me, at least she admits it.
Yeah.
You probably watched Toy Story 4 and did not think about any of this stuff for a millisecond. You just
didn't write a multiple paragraph article about it, airing all your grievances against Trump. But go ahead.
God. You just felt sad for Woody when he had to say goodbye to his friends, even though it's the right thing to do. It means he gets to be with Bo.
I'm surprised you don't find that problematic.
Yeah, right? He should have been with Duke Kaboom.
That's probably, hey, Keanu Reeves. Most people would pick that. Go ahead.
Most people would pick Keanu Reeves.
I want to go on record and say,
straight guys would pick Keanu
I have
Reeves.
liked Keanu Reeves and thought Keanu Reeves is awesome since way back in the day when he first started doing movies. It's not like all these people are jumping on bandwagon now. It's like, I've always thought Keanu Reeves was great. So, there. Go ahead.
But I'm better.
Right. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm not saying I like him more than you. I'm saying I've always thought he was a good actor, and I always liked Keanu Reeves.
I like him more than me. So
okay, there you go.
Well, there we go.
If you have a choice to be anything, be Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. That's because it's hard to back away from a job you love and a past so rich and rewarding that you always want to be your present. That's what Woody is struggling with, and what baby boomer colleagues who refuse to retire or presidential candidates who won't stop running are struggling with deep down. But it's hard to see the nuances in that struggle in real life when it feels like these older individuals are stubbornly standing in front of the line while people behind them have been waiting their damn term for a really long time. It's also because not everyone in real life has the, I need to get foam at the mouth here. Not everyone in real life has the grace and self-awareness to make the choice that Woody makes. Toy Story 4 is primarily here to entertain us.
Too late, you ruined that.
Save the summer movie season from being an almost total loss, but maybe it's here to make us reflect on things a little. Maybe it's here to remind people that sometimes the most heroic thing you can do is take yourself out of the picture. You
guys all need to retire, whether you can afford to or not. Because don't you know, the only people who are financially burdened in this economy are the millennials. Everybody else just has, are doing so great. So go retire even if you can, whether you can or can't afford it.
You know, I'm just. This movie did not need to exist. And again, we haven't seen it yet.
Really did need to
I've heard enough about it though that I'm like, I don't even know if I want to see it. I don't want to see the ending of Toy Story 3 undone.
That's what basically it happens.
You know, because you want to think that like Woody went to Bonnie, Andy gave his most valuable possession to Bonnie, and she was going to cherish Woody like Andy did.
They made a big point about how she cared for toys and she loved toys and she loved all the toys. And now she's a little twit who doesn't care about Woody.
She replaces Woody with a plastic fork.
Yes, because that's progress. A plastic fork with a fake face and popsicles, pipe cleaners for arms.
So yeah, again, we have a different take on this. We have a different take that when you're handed something that you didn't work for that has no sentimental value to you.
Perhaps like the writers of this movie.
Like many millennials who are basically handed positions that maybe they didn't earn, or they think they should be handed positions they didn't earn. It doesn't mean anything to them, and nothing was learned. They just stick Woody in the back of the closet.
Well, it was a funny little aside here was that for years, like if you were a certain age, you weren't hired for jobs in tech. They refused to hire you because you were too old. And we're talking like by the time you're like 35, you were too old.
Yeah.
However, in the last few years, that has kind of turned around because what they found out was when you hired these people, they didn't know their butt from hole in the ground. And then sometimes people that were older knew what they were doing. And the reason they've done it for years, they've been there since the beginning, is because they knew what worked. And they're going back now actually on rehiring some of the older people. Now, of course, we're not talking like baby boomer older people, but we're talking older people. They went back,
40s, 50s.
Yeah, they're going back and hiring them because they got the job done. And I get the, vibe here. I mean, yes, I do agree that some people need to, you get to a point, you need to let, new ideas come through. You need to step back and let, other people come in. I don't disagree with that. However, I think this is going there and making it about Trump and making it about how all the baby boomers are terrible people and they're up from the 50s and they need to get out of the way. It's a little bit
just because ridiculous. That's the assumption too. Just because an older generation gets out of the way doesn't mean that the newer generation is actually qualified.
She-Ra, all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, no, I was actually thinking.
Thundercats roar.
Thinking in the back of my head, I was thinking things like that. Again, when you're handed something that somebody else worked for, cared for,
and you admit you never cared for, never watched, and didn't mean jack crap to you.
And you're gonna treat it like Woody. You're gonna stick it in the back of the closet. It's just gonna be another toy in the pile for you because really, it didn't have any sentimental
You're allowed
value.
to have closets in the new show.
Oh, okay.
I'm just calling it like it is.
So, I mean, this is actually, but we're seeing a reversal now. We're seeing that, like you said, tech workers, and I do remember when you were 35, you were over the hill, you were out the door because they thought you were too out of touch with new technology. But now we're seeing even, like Ad Age had an article the other week where they said, these companies need to stop advertising to millennials because they don't have any money. And it's not because old people won't get out of the way. It's because they're not forging their own path. They're expecting a lot of people in that generation. I'm not saying everyone, because we
clearly we have lots of friends who are like that.
And we're actually between the two. We're between Gen X and Millennial. We're in that weird little space. But there are a lot of people who don't necessarily have the work ethic. They just think that if other people get out of the way, that they can take over the job. And that's not the case because you have to earn that, and that's what I'm seeing here. Like Bonnie didn't earn Woody. Bonnie had no attachment to Woody.
Yeah, it wasn't from her family. It wasn't passed down.
No, it just, she had to have all the toys just because she had to. She couldn't leave one toy for Andy. She had to have all the toys.
Well, no, I mean, he chose to give it to her. It wasn't like
but that's the thing too. Like Andy, it could be argued, Andy stepped aside. Andy gave Bonnie Woody, thinking that Bonnie was going to cherish Woody as much as he did, only to have her throw him in the back of the closet. Woody would have been better off for Andy to keep Woody and give Woody to his children, or even just keep Woody on the shelf or something, because
Woody would have been lonely.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there would have been kids eventually, probably, and because Woody was a family heirloom. They established that Woody was a family heirloom, and he gave it to Bonnie, thinking, she's gonna value him as much as and that didn't happen. So Bonnie, there needs to be a Toy Story 5 where Woody finds Andy with kids, and goes and lives with Andy and his kids, because that's where Woody's face belongs.
I don't know. I just thought this article was really funny because they're just you can just feel the anger.
It's like, I'm not trying to be like this,
but I am going to be like this, and I'm going to tell you I'm not, but I am.
They always start out this way, and I've seen so many of these articles on these websites where they always start out normal enough at the beginning, and then by the end of the article they're frothing anti-Trump, political.
Yeah, they always find a way to bring Trump into it.
They always
nothing is about just what it is. It always has to be politics in some way. It's ridiculous. I have never seen like this as I have in the last like 3 or 4 years. Everything has to be politics, no matter what it is. No matter everything's political. No, it's just, oh my God, really? I mean, I'm sure they're right. I'm sure this is a political statement movie. I would not be surprised for one bit if it was.
Well, I mean, after Wreck-It Ralph 2, which I will never watch Wreck-It Ralph 2 again.
I'm mad we bought it.
It destroyed the original film, for me, because it was like, it ended on such a sweet note, and it was such a good movie. And then they again, it was the same thing. They had Vanellope, who was basically a bratty little bitch in this movie. Ralph does everything he can do to accommodate her, and then he's still
clingy,
and he's still the bad guy. And this is what this kind of feels like. Like, Andy gave Woody to Bonnie, and it's not enough. And Woody doesn't get played with at all now. And now, we've got these undertones.
It's not good to have.
That's stupid.
Unplayed with Woody.
Yeah, you need to play with your Woody more often. You got to pull a string. Let the snake out of the boot every once in a while. So that's my advice, kids. Let the snake out of the boot.
You better be talking to kids.
Let the snake out of the boot every once in a while.
But know your place.
But know your place. Know your place. I don't know. I don't know where to go with this.
I mean, the snake might not work anymore anyway.
Because you're old and useless.
That's right.
Yeah. Old and useless. So, all right, should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I don't think there's much else we can do.
Okay, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, rants, gaming videos, art videos, and more here on Clownfish TV. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.